I grew up being like one of 3 kids in an all-white environment from school because I was gifted. And so that was my norm all the way through college. What it did for me was it gave me a safe space to learn about people who didn't look like me. And so that became my MO as a parent, was like my kids had a diverse group of friends so that they could learn about other people and people who don't look like you, to be able to say they can still do the things that I want to do or other things. I found out I was hearing impaired and like it shook me up. I did not understand my hearing loss. And so a lot of times when you're diagnosed with something, people give you kind of like this generalized diagnosis and then this is what it means, but they don't always go into the, what does it mean for your brain? And then when I gave birth to my daughter, they brought her to me and they laid her on my chest. She was looking at me like, so what are we gonna do? And I was thinking, I just had a baby, I'm gonna rest. But her eyes were saying to me, what are you going to do? And it was like right there in that moment, some kind of light bulb went off for me and it was like, you know what? I want the world to be different for her. I had worked as a student at this particular center for 3 years, and Dr. Preston McGill was my mentor at NASA, and in his letter of recommendation, he wrote, I'm not sure why we don't have a job for her. He recognized my ability and the skills that I had, even with my disability. And 8 months later, they called me and said, we need to get your final transcript. We need all of these things. We have a position for you. And I went back. I no longer was looking for other people to find ways for me to succeed. It meant that I needed to figure out what I needed in that moment to be able to succeed. I want to say to those parents that limit their children based on their own insecurities and their fears, you're doing them a disjustice. If you take a kid that does have a disability, you have to understand it's their normal. They don't know what you know. And so if you allow them to figure it out, they will figure it out and you will be surprised at the things that they have figured out. Regardless to whether you are able-bodied or if you have a disability, you are worthy to be in that space. It's your space to be able to be in. And sometimes it requires education on some of the others, but that's okay too. We're just gonna bring everybody along so that we can all keep dreaming big.